Alright, what is going on, everyone? Today we're basically going to be reacting to Christian Rock cries after doctors reveal Junior's disability. You know what I mean? Now, we all know Blueface and Christian Rock did have a baby. We all know that big situation online. Like, it's not even a secret. It's not even like she tried to hide it. This is not even a surprise. You know what I mean? Like, she's been drinking, she's been beating on her baby dad, she's been miserable since she's been with Blueface, you know what I mean? Since she's been pregnant, she's been going crazy, she's been doing everything that she isn't supposed to do when you're pregnant, right? Yeah, so when you see stuff like this, it's really not surprising, but it kind of interests you. So I'm just gonna dive into the video, see what it's talking about.
Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with and what he look like, what he sound like? Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that, so I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child, to be honest.
It's time to just say what it is so that you can stop being embarrassed and harboring that guilt. I literally spoke what I saw because I was in shock.
So, Chrisean just showed up at a church event with her almost 2-year-old son in her arms, and people couldn't help but notice that Chrisean Jr. hasn't made much progress since she decided to keep him off social media. A lot of people have been bent over his health just because Chrisean was in denial about his needs and was also confident that his problems would just fade away as time went on. But she could not have been more wrong. Y'all, a doctor who saw his video going live on X just confirmed what most people have been speculating all along, and that is that Junior may never be able to speak unless they seek some serious help to aid in his developmental delays. And if that wasn't enough, Blueface's mom also added insult to injury by saying that Chrisean is to blame for her son being this way. Now, people have been side-eyeing the situation ever since Chrisean officially introduced him to the world, where she streamed her birth live on IG, and after months of being away, she came back gushing about how perfect he was in every way. But people weren't really seeing any of that. The baby had no head movement, had no hand or eye coordination, but what really set people off was when they heard him cry. He was screeching like a cat, and Chrisean was trying so hard to make it seem as though everything was fine. When Chrisean showed up at a live stream to defend getting a tattoo of Blueface on her face, her son immediately started crying in the background, and people couldn't help but notice that something just sounded and felt off. So when she posted another video feeding him, fans also pointed out that he didn't really react to the food or the spoon until it was close enough to him. And he was already at that point 8 months old. What 8-month-old sees food and doesn't want to grab it? Why didn't he have the typical reaction that most babies have when food is in their vicinity? People were all up in her comments saying how her drinking and smoking while she was carrying him led to his condition. One person even wrote, "Chrisean Rock is in denial when it comes to Junior. He isn't reaching milestones. He should have enough strength to support his head and chest while lying on his tummy. He also doesn't coo or smile." Now, when Chrisean saw the comments, she wasn't having any of it. She snapped at people and claimed that it was just haters trying to make something out of nothing. Now, people were out here claiming that what Chrisean Jr. was dealing with was crudichat, which is a genetic defect which has nothing to do with the smoking or drinking that Chrisean was doing. There was another person that commented saying that those milestones that people are referring to were just made up to suit a parent's ego rather than actually celebrating the growth of a child. Now, how does that make any sense? Yes, seeing your child achieve certain milestones would make you happy, but like, y'all do know how much effort it takes to bring a child into the world and then raise them, right? But these benchmarks give everyone a sense of where their kids are. If your child isn't achieving certain things around the age that they are expected to do so, then parents can easily identify developmental delays and remedy it. Now, according to doctors that chimed in online, Chrisean's son had all of the physical characteristics of fetal alcohol syndrome. He had small eyes with folds in the corner, extra large, low-set ears, and a flat mid-face with a small head. The high-pitched crying could be caused by crudichat, but It could also have happened because of alcohol withdrawals in infants. People have also noticed that when photos are taken of him, his pupils reflect back as white instead of red, which could potentially mean that there's something wrong with his sight. But Chrisean really didn't care, and she's asked people to stop trying to diagnose her child. She claimed that she took him to the doctor and nothing is wrong with him.
They diagnosed my baby on the internet. My baby is healthy. They would have told me if he had syndrome. He's healthy, bro. Just because that picture wasn't that cute doesn't mean I could diagnose my baby on the internet. That shit is wild.
Chrisean was literally documenting every minute of her child's life. And if there was a time that she took him to a doctor's office and nothing was wrong, she would have definitely posted it to prove her haters wrong. But Blueface, who might I add is just as much of a lazy parent as Chrisean, has criticized her for pushing back their son's hernia surgery because she claimed that she had other things to do until it got worse. It was only after Blueface's rant that she took Junior to get the surgery done and immediately made a post talking about how fast he was recovering. When he was almost a year old, Chrisean posted a video of her son trying to walk as a way to beat the allegations that he wasn't making any progress. Child, but all that did was prove the point that everyone's been trying to make. We had never seen him walk, talk, hold a spoon, laugh, or do anything that a typical one-year-old child is supposed to be doing at this point. And people started bashing her for only wanting a child so that she could remain attached to Blueface. Her ex-best friend Janet also stoked the fires and hinted that Chrisean is in serious denial about Junior needing help.
When people are in denial of stuff, it's like you can't help people when they're in denial of what's actually going on in reality.
And with all of the backlash, Chrisean finally decided to stop posting him as much on social media and raise him out of the public eye. And I think we all can agree that that was the single smartest decision that she's made in a long time. But when she brought her son to church to debut her new song, Yahweh, people were shocked to see that nothing much had changed with him. He's at an age where kids are so curious about their environment, and he was there doing nothing. Keep in mind, he's almost 2 years old. Now, people are not upset because of his disability. What makes people so infuriated is the fact that he's a victim of his environment. Unfortunately, he was born into a situation, and all we saw his parents do were a lot of toxic, unconventional, immature things that led to an unplanned pregnancy for two people who initially didn't even want the baby. Because how many times did we see Chrisean online threatening to get an abortion and not properly taking care of herself while she was pregnant? And the fact that she's still in denial and won't do more to help her son really speaks to the immaturity and unfortunate circumstances that their son was born into. And it doesn't help that Blue's mother, Clarissa, has said clear as day on several occasions that that child indeed has a problem. Now, Clarissa has never liked Chrisean, and she may have transferred some of that energy and aggression over to Junior, but even with that said, she explained that it's still heartbreaking to see him this way when things could have been so different.
It crushed my heart to look at my grandbaby and see that, and that was my first time seeing it.
Oh, God.
And it did. It crushed my heart a little bit. It did. But I love all my kids no matter what I told you, whether they slow, need a helmet, whether they got nappy hair, whether they short, funny looking. I love all my grandkids, but I ain't gonna lie. My first initial thought when I saw him in that restaurant, it crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked in his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, genuinely hurt.
They all saw her drinking and smoking like she had no care in the world, and now all of that has come to this. And she doesn't want the public scrutiny that would come if she admitted what everyone has been saying is true, because that would also mean that she would have to take accountability for her actions.
I said she drank, and because I hear the cry and I see what y'all see, I do feel like there could be some type of neurological problem. I do see that. I'm not blind and I'm not dumb. I'm not fixing to play blind or dumb.
And after seeing Chrisean Jr. like this, people sure don't have a lot of nice things to say about Chrisean Sr. And it's high time that she gave up that victim card, because she messed up big time with this one. Chrisean, poor decision making, messed up her baby. He didn't ask to be born in this effed up situation. It's sad a baby even got involved in this mess. Hate this for him. Why are people shocked that Chrisean's son could possibly be special needs? She was smoking while pregnant and Zeus filmed her doing so. She wasn't ready to have a baby, and now unfortunately the baby endures the consequences from her negligence. I feel bad only for her son, not her. I think she knows she's at fault for his shortcomings, and behind closed doors, she's hurting badly. But at the same time, she doesn't want to face reality about it because she knows it's her fault he's like this. So she's just gonna continue to pray he gets better. If a baby still can't walk, talk, or even babble at 20 months, that is a huge red flag. And Chrisean is really going through a lot right now as a new mother, and maybe there isn't anyone close by to help guide her. But we can only hope that she gets her son checked out and gives him all of the opportunities and support and love that he needs to overcome whatever he may be dealing with. But what do y'all think about this situation? Share your thoughts in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe because there is more coming down the line. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.
Alright, but let me know what y'all thought about this whole situation, man. This is crazy. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was clickbait. You know what I mean? I thought it was clickbait. There's no way. But this is like a serious, like a dead serious situation. You know what I mean? Like, this is nothing to play around with. Like, imagine when Blueface come home and, like, I wonder how Blueface is gonna react to his son having a big disability. You know what I mean? Not one, I don't even know, not one disability, but multiple, bro. Like, imagine not being able to speak, bro, and like your eyes are, you guys know what's his name, like Soldier Kid or whatever his name, the Island Boys baby. The baby look just like that, bro. I'm not even like trying to be funny or nothing. Like, I'm dead serious, bro. If you look at the Island Boys baby right now, bro, it's crazy, bro. Boys baby. Let me show y'all. Let me see if I can show y'all real quick, bro, because it's crazy, man. But just search up the Island Boys baby, and I'm not even trying to be funny. That's what the kid actually looks like. Could be worse still. I don't know, man. But one eye is looking that way, one eye is looking that way, and the baby can barely even cry. Like, it's like, it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over. Yo, crazy, bro. Let me know what y'all thought about this whole situation. Without further ado, subscribe for more content. Peace out.